The main problem with ESG as currently practiced is it's quite polarized. One side, which is the anti-ESG crowd, argue that business should be exclusively about making money and ESG is a distraction. They don't realize that actually ESG is a way of improving long-term financial success. But on the flip side, you have the ESG advocates who might be too extreme, believing that companies should be only about solving environmental and social challenges. They will put ESG on a pedestal compared to other drivers of long-term value. My name's Alex Edmans. I'm a professor of finance at London Business School, and I like to do academic research to influence the practice of business. ESG is the incorporation of environmental, social, and governance factors into business and investing decisions. So it's important for two reasons. One reason, which is typically the reason focused on, is it's a way of addressing environmental and social problems, so that could be climate change or inequality, or even the challenges faced by automation. But there's a second reason for this, which is the reason that I typically focus on, which is the commercial and financial benefits. And I think this is very important because it means that ESG is realistic. So rational sustainability is about discerning which ESG factors are most critical for a company's long-term business success. And this requires a tailored approach. So this contrasts with the current focus on ESG metrics. So at the moment, every company has to report things like carbon emissions and water usage and gender diversity. And indeed, if you're an ESG standard setter, you claim victory by saying X thousand companies have adopted my metrics. But in fact, the sustainability factors that matter for one particular company may well be tailored. So what this involves is, what are the key performance indicators which matter most to the success of your business? And this echoes the idea of the balanced scorecard, which was developed around 33 years ago, which highlighted that the main drivers of a business would be a balance of financial and non-financial metrics. Now, back then, people recognized that the non-financial metrics needed to be relevant for a particular company. But nowadays, in the rush towards ESG metrics, we've become irrational. We've said everybody should report everything, irrespective of materiality. I like to go back to basics and look at why are we looking at this to begin with, to drive long-term business success. So we need to look at what matters specifically for our particular business. Now, one objection to this is, can a CEO really think long-term? Because the average tenure of a CEO might be just 3 or 4 years. But the answer is this is realistic for a couple of reasons. One thing that many investors are now doing is ensuring that a CEO's contract extends beyond his or her tenure. But another thing is to ensure that even the short-term stock price incorporates sustainability factors. Increasingly, investors are considering long-term factors in their investment decisions. Chief financial officers will highlight the importance of sustainability in their reporting. Fund managers who run traditional funds without a sustainability label will be incorporating ESG factors in their investing decisions, because people realize the importance of presenting sustainability in a way which is consistent with long-term financial returns. And that's fully consistent with finance theory. This is why everything I'm saying here is rational and it's realistic. So I would say that in a world in which you're often seeing a lot of noise from both camps and not much in between, actually there is much more of a silent majority and appreciation for data and evidence and nuance than what you might think.